So you just right click on your desktop. Once you've installed Git Bash on your desktop, just go to show more. Okay. So show more, you have Git Bash here. Probably if you don't have a lot of apps, when you right click, it may appear here. But if it's not appearing, just go to show more options and then click on Git Bash here. Git Bash here. Then the terminal will open, right? That is this terminal. So when the terminal opens on the screen, you can maximize it. After maximizing it, you press the Windows key. You put your hand and press and hold the Windows key down. And then hit on the right arrow. Don't remove your hand from the Windows key. Let your hand or your finger still be on the Windows key. Then in addition to that, use your other free finger to hit on the right arrow key. It will move the terminal that was maximized to the right of the screen. Let me know if you have been able to do that. We are going step by step today. Have you been able to do that? If you hit on the terminal and let's say I just going to click on this tab, just hit on this tab here, right? If you maximize it, your hand on the Windows key, press the right, then the whole terminal will shift right. Then you can come and click inside it. I just want the terminal to occupy one space of the screen and leave the other space untouched for us. This is a way of splitting your monitor into two parts and then opening or sharing like two or more windows at a time on the same monitor screen. And you do this especially when you don't have a second monitor, right? You don't have a second monitor to your computer. Or let's say you only have a laptop, you don't have another screen. Then you must learn how to split your screens for applications so that you can be doing something here and doing something here at the same time. Please, is this done? Or I should assume everybody has done this. Then if you want to maximize the text on your terminal, okay, just click any empty space within the terminal, press and hold the control key and add the plus button at the far right of the monitor. It will increase the font of your terminal for you. I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now that we are in our terminal, and I mentioned the other time when you do the Git bash here, depending on where you do the Git bash here, Git bash will be open in that place. So because I did Git bash here on the desktop, that is this area, you can see that it opened the Git bash on my desktop. So whatever I do here can directly be seen on the left side. So we learned how to create a folder mkdir. I can call the Linux underscore folder, right? And I hit enter. This folder is created for us. Where is it created? Where is it created? Where is it created? I can't see it here. Maybe it's on my other screen. I'm using two screens. Yeah, it was created on the other screen. Let me pull it here. So there's it. So Linux folder is created here. If you left a space in typing the Linux folder like Linux folder, what happens? When I hit enter, it works. But what happens? At the end of the day, it created two folders for me. That is this one. It created this folder, and then it also created another folder called what? Linux. Let me drag that one here. So when you leave a space, it will end up creating two separate folders for you. So leaving a space, let's say if you want to name your folder Linux folder, it's better you place what an underscore between the two things. If you don't, it will end up creating two folders instead of one. Okay. Let me delete those folders. I don't need them. So we created a folder called Linux folder. That is this folder here. So we can go inside that folder. That is the cd command, cd Linux underscore folder, right? Awesome. And as I mentioned, our eyes in Linux is the ls, right? Ls will list all the items in the folder you have moved into. So watch here carefully. If you begin to move from one location to another place, the path changes. So over here, I can even look at my current location from the path on top here. It's saying that I'm on my desktop. Then on my desktop, I'm inside a folder called Linux folder. To be sure about that, we learned about the command called pwd, right? And pwd is giving me my present working directory right from my drive. So the C is my drive. I'm in my drive C. I'm in the users. I'm in Dell. I'm in desktop, and I'm on inside my Linux folder. Did I share any Linux commands with you guys? Did I share anything like that with you? Any file that has the Linux commands? Or I have not shared any file at all with you? Mm, mm, mm. Let me see. No, okay. There's a file that I usually share with people now. Someone was making an advertisement, and my brother was worrying me to buy. They said they were teaching Linux in a PDF. So this younger brother of mine, he was worrying me to just buy it for him, the course. He said Linux course. I bought the course for him, and he told me, and I looked at the content of the course. Well, it is just basic stuff, but the price at which he made me buy that course for him, it was so funny. And I just told him that this PDF, it looks like the person just used ChatGPT to create it. And the person is selling it for about, I think I bought almost $47 for him. So I'll share it with you for free because I just see basic commands there. I'm looking for it, but if I can't find it, at the end of the class, I'll share it with you. Class prefect, kindly make sure you remind me to do that. So there are a lot of free items I may be sharing with you guys, right? Things I bought, but I'll give it to you for free. What do you expect? I'm your mentor, right? So I'm supposed to give you things for free. Okay. So let me see. Yeah, I've seen some couple of free files. Don't worry. At the end of the class, I'll share them with you, including the one I said I bought and found out that it was ChatGPT the guy used for the whole book. It was called Command Line Hacker also. He was like, the guy said that when this course will make him a hacker. I'm like, do you know the number of years it takes for people to become hackers? Mm, 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 mm. Command line hacker. I can't find it. I can't find it. But I promise I'll share it with you. Okay, let's continue. If I find it, I'll let you know. Okay, so moving away from that, we've seen that you can use the pwd command to look at our present working directory, right? Our present working directory. Okay, now if you're in the present working directory, okay, how do you access or see the files that you have there? You can do a simple ls. So when you do ls and you get nothing, it means there's nothing inside that particular directory that you are in or you find yourself. So currently there's nothing inside this folder called Linux folder, right? Let's check over here too. I open it here. And then when I open it here, there's it. So I open it to the left of my screen. Okay, like this, good. So currently there's nothing inside it as we see. The folder is empty. Look at the folder name at the top here. Right, good. So let us create another folder inside this one. So mkdir, I'll call this folder first, and I hit enter. Now look at this side, the first folder has been created here. Great. Now I do my ls. If I do ls, I can see that right now there's a folder or directory inside this folder I just created. Now there's a way by which we will know whether it's a directory or it's a file. Now directories usually terminate with the backslash. But another way of doing that is to do ls-la. This lists in a human readable form for you to see the details, right? The A shows other details that are not present. So the A over here is just listing with more details, right? So let's say we do ls-l. This is the information it gives us. It just lists it together with what? Some few details with regards to permissions. So these are permission stuff we'll talk about later. And the creator of the file and the owner and the permissions that the creator or the owner has. But once we add the A flag gives us what we call hidden files. So on Windows, if you want to see hidden files, unless you right click, you go to properties, right? Properties of that folder. Then you go to hidden. So let's say if you want all the contents here to come hidden, you can click on this hidden here. Then you click on apply. And apply changes to this folder and subfolders, right? You click on OK and OK. Now the folder has become empty. It looks empty, but it's not empty. I have just made the folder I just created what hidden. Now on the left side, on the right side, let's see what is going on. Let me clear the screen and I'll do another ls. So in Linux, see on Windows, this folder is hidden, but Linux is even still seeing it. Let me do ls-a. Okay, so even though I've even hidden it on Windows, I think Linux is still able to see it, not even as a hidden file. Let me refresh this. Okay. Good. So when you want to make it seen again, you can just come to properties, right click properties, then right click properties. Okay, that's opening it on my other screen. Then I can remove the hidden from it and I'll click on apply. Apply changes to this folder for this here. Okay. Then okay. Now I've unhidden the folder, right? I've unhidden it. Okay. So these two things can also be a way of what? Creating or can be hidden directories on the Linux system. Let's not worry ourselves too much about that. So ls-la tells me that there's a hidden directory here, there's another hidden one here, and this also hidden. This is not hidden, this is seen. Now, how do I know that they are directories? Because they begin with the letter D. So that tells me that they are directories. Let me create a file. So I'll do touch. The touch command is what we use to create files, right? So touch new file.txt and I hit enter. Now when I did this here, run the touch command. So the touch command just takes one argument, and that argument is the name of the file you want to use, right? So touch new file.txt. On the left side, it has created this new file.txt. Let's try other one. Touch data.csv. I hit enter. And it created a CSV file for me. CSV file is like an Excel sheet, right? So touch names.doc. And it created a Word document file for me. Isn't this interesting? So if you know the file extensions, you can create the files with the touch command. You can create the files with the touch command. Now, after the files have been created, okay, after the files have been created, we can even write text to the files right from our terminal. Did we do that the other time? I want to find out. Did we do that? Eben, did we do that?
We tried this one line, but it was just for
Okay,
a
so
short
let's
while, just to demonstrate.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Now let's try it. Now let me open this text file. This is interesting. So this new text file, I'm opening it up. And we all see that there's nothing inside it, right? So let me bring it here. So right now I'm using Windows to teach you Linux. Because learning it this way makes more sense. Sometimes at first I used to teach people without doing it side by side this way, and it was really complex for them to get the concept. So I think this one makes it more tangible. So over here, we already know that we have a new file. I just opened it here. You can see the name here, new file. But there's nothing inside it, right? So there's a way by which we can write things into a file in our terminal. And these are Linux commands I'm teaching you, Linux commands. So one of them is echo. It's not the only way, it's just one of the ways. Echo basically spits out, I like using the word spits out because it gives you the mental picture. It spits out text into the file. So whatever text you want to spit into the file, put the text inside quotation. So all right, this is my sentence. Yeah. And then we use this symbol. Over here, you can call it greater than or less than. I'm not concerned about it. But the small end must point to the file you want to write this text to. So echo is like, hey, spit this text, right? And this symbol is saying into what? The file name is called new file.txt. So this is the command I'm about to run. Echo is just a way of like printing or spitting, whatever word that makes sense to you. So I'm going to echo that sentence into the new file.txt that I created right from my command line. Let me hit the enter button. So I just hit the enter button, right? And then I expect this sentence to be in this file. See, now when I just clicked on it, do you see it has come here? Do you all see that? Who is following and who is not following? Now, let me do something more else. I want to do echo again. Echo. What is your name? Who can tell me what I'm trying to do now? Echo, what is your name? Any volunteer to tell me what I'm trying to do now?
Okay, Mr. Shara, so you want to store what is your name in the new file?
Okay, good. That's exactly what I want to do.
Okay.
Guys, hold on. I forgot. Your team members from cohort 1, some of them begged me to let them join when I start teaching you Linux again. They wanted to enjoy the Linux tutorial again. Some of them feel like they didn't really understand. So let me just send them an invite. Sorry, please hold on. Mm. So I've sent them this long time, but don't worry. Okay, let's continue. So as you rightly said, I'm trying to write this command, this text into the file, right? When I hit on enter, Usually, you will not see it unless I come and just click here. Now, when I click here, you can see that the text has changed, right? Where did the old one go to? Where did the first one go to? Who can tell me what has happened? I echoed this one into the new file.txt. And I came to echo what is your name into the same file again. But it looks like the previous one is not there. So what has happened? What has happened? Anyone to tell me what happened? No one. Okay. My people don't want me to mentor them, or they want me to just teach them and they'll go their way. So maybe I'll start doing that. But you don't like interacting. That's nice. Okay, let's continue. So basically, it has overwritten it, right? Overwritten means that this text has gone to wipe this one off and has taken its place, right? Okay. So what about if I don't want it to wipe it off? That's the question. So what is your name? The next one I'm going to echo. I don't want it to wipe it off. So echo, my name is Shadrach, right? If I don't want to wipe it off and I want to just go and add it to what is already here, then you must just double this. That's all. So new file.txt. So I've doubled it from 1 to 2. So the 1 means overwrite. The 2 means append. Append means you're going to add it to it. So I hit the enter key and I come here, I hit here. So you can see that my name is Shadrach has been added to it. Do you all see that? If you see that, just type yes in the chat. Do you see that? Okay. Let's continue. Okay. So we've seen these two commands, right? Awesome. Now we move on. We move on. So let me clear my screen. Always remember, if you want to see all the commands you've typed so far, you can just type history and you hit enter. All the commands I've used so far, this that they are all coming. But I don't need that now. So let me clear the screen. You type clear, the screen is cleared, and you're good to go. Okay, now let's close this file. Okay, now this over here. Now look at these files. Probably you don't want these files to be here. Okay, let me create another folder and I'll call the folder copy path. The folder will be called copycat, right? So I'll do mkdir copycat. I hit enter. So you can see that a folder will be created here, right? So I am showing you these two interfaces, but when you're on your Linux machine, the picture you are seeing on the left will be in your brain. It won't be seen on the server. The server will only show you this black screen. But for you to be able to have the mental understanding of what is going on, that's why I've opened this on the left for you to see everything translates into the Windows, how Windows would have done it for you. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do is that basically, I'm going to copy all of these files here into the copycat folder. How do we do that in the Linux terminal? How do you go about that? It is quite simple. The command is cp, that is for copy. So I'm going to copy data.csv into the file called, sorry, the folder called copy. This is what I'm doing. I'm moving the data.csv into a folder copycat. I hit enter. When I hit enter, You don't really see anything happening, right? Because that's how the Linux terminal behaves. If the command works, nothing happens. You don't see any output. So how do I know that it has worked? Then I can go and look at what is inside the copycat folder. And we can use our eyes. Our eyes, as I said, is ls. ls is our eye. So I'll do ls copycat. Copycat is the name of the folder. When I say ls, it means ls, go and list the thing that copycat is doing. So ls copycat, and I hit enter. Then ls gives me what? Data.csv. So it means data.csv has been copied successfully into the copycat. So this is how you can know from the command or the terminal whether your copy has been successful or not. Let's try to make a copy of the names.doc also there. So copy names.doc into copycat, that folder, copycat folder. I hit the key, and then I think it is successful because I didn't get any error message, right? So let's check whether it worked. So ls copy cat. I do that, and I see these two names appear. So mean that this second file has been copied. Let me try and copy the last one. That is I copy data, I copy names. Let me copy new file.txt too. So copy new file.txt into the copycat directory. I hit enter. Let me check whether it was successful. So ls copycat. And then I see now all three files have been copied successfully into the copycat directory or folder. Now, the next thing we're going to learn is how to move. Move means we will not leave the original here. So when you copy, the originals are still here. Let's go to copycat. I'm opening copycat here. So you can see all the copies are here, right? Now I'm going to move them. So moving, they will not leave, they won't still remain in this space. I'm going to move all the three into what? This first folder. So the move command is also simple. It's just mv. So mv move data.csv into what? First. I hit enter. You see that it is gone, it's no longer here. When I open the first here, I see that it's now inside the first. Good. The same way, I can move the new file.txt and then the names.doc. I'm moving both of them into the first. And I hit enter. And then, so you can move one at a time. You can also move them combined. And then I've successfully moved both of them into the first folder. Any questions before I continue?
Is it possible to run undo as you can do in Windows? Assuming you move the file into a folder and maybe you want to reverse it.
Okay. Who want to answer that question? Yes. Now, one interesting thing about Linux is that these undo operations, usually they don't work, right? So when you do that control Z, there's nothing like an undo operation here. That's if you're on Linux.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have moved it, then if you want to move it back, you have to go and use a command to move it back to the original location. There's nothing
Okay.
like an undo command, yeah. Okay. So we can try that, right? We can try that. But do you understand what we've done so far? Is it confusing? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So we can try to move it back, right? So we can move inside the first folder. What do we have there? So I'll just take the path right first. I think I have data.csv. Then I can move it backwards, right? Okay. So what is the meaning of the command I just used? This full stop is a very interesting command. It just means here. It just means here. So the full stop command here just means what? Here. Do you get it? Okay, so I'm just moving because I know that this data.csv is inside the first. So I define a path. Linux instances understand paths very, very, very well. So if you know the exact location or the path, so right now I'm inside this Linux folder, right? This folder. And I knew that I had moved the data.csv inside here. So that's why I said, oh, inside this folder, there's a data.csv. But I am moving that data.csv, which is inside here. I'm bringing it here. Now, this second here means into the Linux folder. That's what it means. And you see, as soon as I run that command, you see that it has been brought back. And I think you all saw that. So I can move it back into the grave again. So move data.csv into what? The first folder. And it's gone back. Any questions? Or I can move everything outside of it. So maybe everything inside the first. If you remember, I have this wildcard character called star. So I'm moving everything inside first back here. I hit enter. Everything inside the first folder has been brought back out. So the star here means inside the first, everything. So I'm moving everything inside the first folder back here. And this full stop just means the Linux folder. If you want to move them back, we've already seen how to do that. So move data.csv, then names.doc, and then the new file, moving all of them into what? The first folder. And they are all gone. Isn't that interesting? Any question? So that is a way by which you can do the undo. You just have to find a path and bring it back. Okay. Now, I want to delete the copycat folder. I want to delete the folder. Who can guess the command? Who can get the command for me? Deleting a folder, we use mkdir. Deleting is very simple. It just remove dir. dir is directory, another word for folder. So let me try to remove the first folder and I hit enter. But they are telling me something. That it is a directory and this directory is not empty. So I cannot remove it or delete it. So how then do I delete the folder together with its content? Because this command will only work if the folder would be empty. It is quite simple. So what I'll do is that I will delete the directory, but at the same time, I am recursively deleting its files. So the -r then means that I want to go inside the folder, remove all the files from it within it. I mean, delete them. And when I'm done, delete the folder itself. So rmdir, remove the directory, recursively delete everything inside it, then clear the folder itself. Let me do that to the copycat. That's what I want to delete. So copycat. I hit enter, and then, oh, did I do double R? Hold on. Sorry. So we have RM hyphen R, then copycat, yeah. So I'm moving it recursively, okay? I hit enter, and then it's gone. You can see at the top there that the folder is gone. Now, if it were to be empty, then the RMDIR would have worked. So let's try it on an empty one. So mkdir, empty folder, right? We just create an empty folder. It is created. Then we do RMDIR, empty folder, and then it's gone. So the RMDIR works on empty folders. But if it's not empty, then you must use the RM-R copycat. Okay, so we've seen some of these basic stuff, right? So on a Linux machine, you may need to create a folder. You may need to go inside the folder. You may need to inspect the things inside the folder. You may need to delete some things from some folders. You may need to create a file. You may need to delete a file, right? And we've seen some of these things. Okay. Any questions before we continue? Any questions before we continue? So if it were to be a simple file, just use so let me create a file here, touch file to delete, right? Let me just create this file, .txt. So I created this file here. If I want to delete this file, I just do an rm, and then the name of the file. That's all. And then it goes. You can see it was deleted for us successfully. Any question? Any question? So let's clear our screen again. Clear. ls, we are good to go. Now, the only folder we have here is the first folder, right? What about if you want to create a chain of folders? Okay, who is that? What about if you want to create a chain of folders? So I will do mkdir -p, then I'll call it second. Inside the second folder, I'll create a third. Inside the third folder, I'll create a fourth. And I hit enter. Now that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to create a chain of folders. So mkdir create. So this -p here means that if the parent is not there, create it. So at the end of the day, Linux is trying to just create this fourth folder. But the fourth folder's parent is the third folder. The third parent's folder is the second folder, right? So if you look at the left side, if I open the second, I see a third. If I open the third, I see a fourth. So the chain has been created, right? A folder in a folder. Now, this second and third were not there before the fourth came. And that is the function of this P. That before it creates the last folder for you, it must create all the parent folders too for you. So we can now inspect what we have. We can do ls second, and it tells me that inside the second folder, there's a third. So I can also do ls second, third. It means I want to see what is inside the third folder, which is inside the second folder. When I hit enter, I see fourth. Now, if I want to see what is inside the fourth folder, which is inside the third folder, then I'll be doing something like this. Right? But there's nothing inside it. Okay, now I'm going to skip all of these three and I'll create a file inside the fourth folder. It is also so simple. So I'll just use my touch command again. So touch second, third. So I'm going to the child folder, right? And I'm going to touch what? I need the name of the file. Touch hidden file.txt and I hit enter. So right from here, hold on. Okay. I think basically the second part was ignored. So let me modify this command here. Because from what I see, I'm rather creating this one and then ignoring basically the rest. So it's rather creating this right here inside the Linux folder for me. And that's not what I want. So let me delete it from here. I want to create it inside the chain of what? Folders, right? Not outside the chain of folders. Okay. Any question? If I continue. Guys, are we following or I'm confusing you?
So yeah, we are following.
Anyone has a question before I continue? Anyone has a question before I continue? Okay. If no question, let's continue. So what I was going to do was quite simple, right? So instead of this, so I'm not doing a copy command. I'm just creating a touch. So the touch should rather specify the name of the file as at the end of it like this. So let's say hidden txt, right? And I hit enter. So what I'm saying that the touch command is just affecting the last thing here. But these are just directories which are showing where that hidden.txt should be created. You created inside the fourth folder, which is inside the third, which is inside the second. So let's check whether it was created. So I open the second folder here. I open the third folder. I open the fourth folder. And I see my hidden.txt there. Any questions? Any question for me? Is it too easy or have I made it too easy for you guys to understand? That means I've done a good job. Because Linux is something that can end up putting people away, right? But if you are getting it so easily, then it means I'm doing a good job. See, the Windows illustration, it makes us appreciate what is going on. So let's do a quick recap. Touch command is to create files. ls is just to see what is going on. So let's say, see on Windows, I'll have to come and open the second, open the third, open the fourth before I see what is going on, right? In Linux, I don't have to do that. I can just do an ls. ls, always remember, it is like our eyes. You can take your eyes and let it go and search for something for you. So ls, and I'm telling the eyes where to go. Go inside the second to go inside the third, go inside the fourth folder and tell me what is there. That's what ls is doing. So I hit enter and ls says, hey, I've gone there and I see this file there, hidden.txt. So without doing any click to open folders, you can just do an ls and you directly see what is there. It is hidden.txt. Good.
So please back to the deleting folder.
Okay.
Just to get it clear, I was just trying it and then directory not empty. So it means that we will have to relocate what's inside the.
So just use this command, rm-r. So this one is the one that is able to dig inside the folder and it will delete the contents before it deletes the folder. As soon as you use the -r together with the rm, it will go ahead and delete the folder and its contents. So if I just try to do rmdir, remove directory, what's happening? Rmdir on my second folder. We all know that my second folder contains so many things, right? like contain
Yeah, the third and fourth.
yeah. So when I hit enter, it will tell me that failed to remove second because it's not empty. But I can force it rm hyphen r, and I'll give the name to it again. And I hit enter. Declare it. It's gone forever. I hope it's clear.
Okay, sir. And then
Awesome.
we know in Windows we have a bin that it when you delete maybe a folder or a file it goes to. Is it the same here?
Let me check the recycle bin for you. You see, right now I'm using it on a Windows machine. So I'm just skeptical that it is doing that right. It is just pushing the deleted files into the recycle bin. And where's the recycle bin? It's here. So look at the recycle bin. I think the things that I'm deleting are coming here, right? Did you all see that? I think okay, it's not even coming here.
They are not
Second,
here.
it didn't come here. So Linux, for instance, it doesn't have that. If you delete something on your Linux machine, it's gone and gone for good. So I think because I'm interfacing it with the Linux right now, it's not even pushing to recycle bin. It's deleting it permanently. But on a
Okay.
Windows, when you do a normal delete, it doesn't go straight away, right? It goes to the recycle bin. But if you are using Linux itself doesn't have recycle bin. So if you are using
Okay.
Linux commands on a Windows, it's actually telling you that it will not respect the Windows way of doing things. It's just deleting them straight away permanently. That is why it is you on a server, when you're working on a server, sometimes they don't give you access to everything. But if somebody has developed his code, built a project for about 3 months, and you just come and do you come and do rm-r delete, thinking you're on a Windows machine, oh, it has got to recycle bin. Bro, you have just ended somebody's career. There is nowhere the person will find that thing again. It's gone and gone for good. So you realize that when you join a company, they may end up limiting you. Even some folders, you can't even do anything to the folder. You can't delete, you can't add anything to the folder. So they are very strict in the permission that they give to users on a server. So that things like that, accidental deletes like that, don't even happen in the first place. Or when they happen, it can be disastrous. And that's why hackers can get on a server. They will move or they will copy all the data on the server into a secured location that they have. When they finish, they can delete all the data on the database. So let's say if it's a database server and they're able to get root permission, root is like administrator permission, they'll just create a copy for themselves and they'll delete everything. Then they'll do what we call a ransomware, where they tell you that bring money and then they will give you the data. So they are ransoming your data. It's like they have kidnapped your data. Okay. Any questions? So Linux servers are they can be very dangerous to newbies, right? So some companies will just make sure that you know Linux before they even employ you. So I don't come and do any crazy thing on their machine. Okay. Can we take a break now?
Yes, sir.
When we come back, we just write some simple scripts and then we end some few simple scripts. Okay, let's take a 5 minutes break quickly. So rejoin me in 5 minutes. Okay, Tim. Let's do some few more commands and then we'll end. Okay, for today. Tomorrow, then we'll go deeper. So currently, we've seen how to create folders, delete folders. We understand how the path works, right? Going into a folder and coming out. So I think, I don't know whether I mentioned this. Let's just do this last one quickly. So let's say mkdir. So I'm going to create a folder still called second again. Second, and in the second, I'll create third. In the third, I'll create fourth. Fourth, I'll even create fifth, right? And if this one work, I must have a -p so that the parent folders to the last child folder is created. Okay. Now, someone asked, how did I open this interface? I think I just saw it in the chat. What I did was that when I came to the desktop, I just click on right click, right? Show more options, and I clicked on get bash here. That's all I did. You can do the same thing in any folder at all. You can even be in this folder, you can do get bash here. But just take note that wherever you do the get bash here, it will open the folder or the terminal according to that path. So because I did it on my desktop, you can see from here that the first thing here is desktop. So just take note of that. Okay, I hit enter. And then that second folder is created. If I open it, I am in the third. If I open it, fourth. If I open it, I'm in the fifth, right? Let's go back. So we saw that you can use CD. So I can do CD second. When I hit enter, I'm now inside the second, right? So the path is building up. So on Linux, I went inside the folder called Linux, and I now enter the folder called CD. I can go to the next one. I can do ls. I can see a folder there called third. Let me enter. Third. I'm inside that one now. ls. I can see fourth. Let me enter. Fourth. ls. I can see fifth, but I don't want to enter fifth. Let me stay there. Now, what about if I want to go back? Going back is just cd dot dot. So dot dot means go back. So I do cd dot dot. I do ls now. Now I see what? Fourth, right? I was inside the fourth, but when I came outside the fourth, I'm now inside what? Third. And when I look at what is inside third, ls is seeing what is inside third, I see fourth. Now let me get outside the fourth. I mean the third. So I'll do cd dot dot. If this now takes me to the second folder, you can even see it from here. I'm now in the second folder. What do you expect me to see when I do ls? I'll see the third folder, right? Good. Then I can do cd dot dot again. And when I do ls, I can see both the first and second, because I'm now inside what? Linux folder. That is our main folder here. So I can see the two of them. So cd dot dot is just a way of going backwards. Now let me do that again. So now I can cd even into a path. So cd into second, into third, into fourth, and I hit enter. So I go straight inside the fourth. I don't have to do it one after the other. Once I provide the path, I can just cd into the last folder at the end of that path. And when I just do cd without any argument, I come to the root of my file system. So right now, I've even left everything, even including the desktop. So I can go back to the desktop now. And I can go back into what? My Linux folder. See the Linux folder. Okay. So CD is just a way of changing where you are. If you don't give any arguments to it, it's just a raw CD. It take you to the very, very root of your file system structure. That is what Linux sees. And Linux currently, a very root to this git bash is what? Is the main git 64. So it took me to the very root, right? Okay. Awesome. Now, one more thing I wanted to ask to just simply do is just write a script to create a folder, right? When we create a folder, the script should just enter that folder and then basically tell us where it is. So let me clear the screen. So when I say script, don't be scared. A script is just a combination of 1 or 2 or 3 commands or more. If you have 3 commands that are written together inside the document, it can be called a script. If I write 1,000 commands, it's also called a script. So we are going to write a script, a very simple one, right? And let's start. Let's do that. So usually the script that we write in Linux, if you want to run them with the git bash, you want the terminal to be able to run them, we end it with an sh, right? So I can do a touch, let's call it first script.sh. So I created that shell script, right? The shell script.sh. Now I want to write something inside the shell script. So we can use the echo to do that. So the first line usually write in shell script. I can use echo, I can also use nano. So nano is just like a text editor, but it's meant for what? Linux servers, right? So nano and the name of the script. When I hit enter, this interface here, this is the text file form of what? Linux. That is for Linux. So I can start writing my first script. Don't worry, this is just intro to script writing. In our next class, tomorrow's class, we'll go deeper. So we start with what we call the shebang. The shebang. That's how we start writing scripts in what? Linux. Okay. Now the shebang just basically tells us that this is where we are trying to create the scripts. Are you following me? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay,
I can
thank
hear
you.
you.
My next class is almost up, so I have to hurry up and leave. So the shebang basically tells that, hey, you are going to run, this is a script that I'm writing, right? And the script, I want you to run the script with a particular shell. So we have so many shells in Linux. We have the born again shell, that is the bash. So basically, I'll talk more about shells or a little more tomorrow, but today let's just stick to the born again shell. That is the bash, right? So this script should be run with what? The born again shell. That's all. Then I continue. Now, what is going to be the first? The script, I said that the script will be very simple, right? Let's make it simple. What should they do? If you just create a folder for us and then maybe go inside the folder and just give us the name of the folder. So let's do this. So mkdir. So this is the script. It's making a folder called project. And inside the project folder, it's making another folder called src, right? Then I can, maybe after I create this folder structure, so this src folder is inside the project folder. I can also decide to say touch, then probably the project folder src. It should touch and create a file called maybe requirements.txt, right? This is the next command. Then after it does this, it will cd inside, it should go inside the project folder. It should go inside the src folder. Then it should, it's just going inside the project folder. It should go inside the src folder, which is inside the project folder. Okay, good. When it gets there, it should spit out. I didn't mention this command, right? Cat. But cat is just like a way of printing out the content of a file. Or maybe after it does this, I can say it should echo, you found me. okay, it should echo it into the requirements.txt. Yeah, it should just split this text inside it. Then when it finish, it should just cut that requirements.txt. Cut is just a way of, it's just like splitting it what's inside the requirement. So after I've written this inside it, I'm just trying to output what is inside it to the console. Then when I'm done with that, it just give me the current location right now. That is all, I'm done. So this is a very simple script, right? So why do we write scripts? We write scripts when I don't want to be typing these commands line after line after line. So let's say I want to carry a series of tasks on my server. And let's say these tasks are tasks I do almost every morning. So why don't I just write all of the tasks in the sequence in which I do them inside the script, and I'll just save it. So when let's say, come to my server every morning, I'll just run the script. When you run the script, it will go line by line to run all the individual commands for you. As I mentioned, scripts are just a compilation of Linux commands. Let me make it that simple. Any questions? Our time is up. I just have to finish up with this one, then I exit.
Yeah, Mr. Shadrach, so please, how do you store the script if you want to, so that you use it some other time or something?
Oh, yeah. So down here, you can see exit, right? You can exit this over here. So exit is Control X. That app sign that means Control X. But before you exit, it will also ask you whether you want to save or not. So let me do Control X. You see save modified buffer. You can see down there. And I'll type Y. Y means yes. And write the file to this one. Now the last one is write file to this. If you want to accept it, just hit on the enter key. So I've hit on the enter key. Now, if I want to be sure that all that I've written is there, the cat command I spoke about right now, let me use it for you to see. So I'll do first script.sh, right? I'll hit enter. They see that cat has outputted all that is inside it, right? Do you all see that? Okay. Now, before a script can run inside on a server, okay? Basically, we have to give the script permissions. Permissions, as I said, we have a whole day. We will talk about permissions the whole day, not today, but that's what I'm doing with this command. This command is basically just giving my script permissions. So I'm changing the permissions. X just means executable permission, right? Don't worry about it. As I said, we'll spend a whole day talking about permissions. So what is this? Okay, so change mode first script.sh. So I've given it permissions to run. Good. Now my script can run from everywhere. So now that my script can run, let me do ls. Yes, I see my script here. First script.sh. Now to run a script, how do you run a script like this? It's very simple. Just put a dot full stop. Means that it will run it here for you, right? A slash. And the name of the script, that's all. And the name of the script like this, that is all. And the script will run for you. So let me click on enter. And remember what it's going to do. It's going to create a folder called project folder source. And another folder called SRC inside that folder for us, right? When it's done, it will create a file called requirements.txt inside that folder. When it's done, it will go inside the SRC folder. Once it's inside that folder, it will just echo. Echo means it will split, it will write this text inside the requirement.txt for you. If it is successfully done, when we do a cut, we will see that this text will come out of the console. Then it will also finish off our print working directly for us. Okay, so let me hit on enter. When I hit on enter, what was happening here? You found me, right? Telling us that indeed it created the folder, indeed it created the file, indeed it echoed this into the file. That is why when we did a cut, and it has also run the cut command. That is why we can now see you found me in the console here. And the last one was pwd. It should print where it is right now for us and see where it is. It is inside the source folder because we asked it to even go there by this line of command here. Now, if you want to check whether it really happened, since we are using Windows to compare to understand what you are doing, look at it. The project folder here, let me open it for you. You see the SRC folder is there. Let me open it. Requirement.txt folder is there. Let me open it. You can see you found me inside it. We have ended the class. Any questions? So this is what they call Linux scripting or shell scripting. If you hear scripting, it's nothing but this. Tomorrow we'll do more. We'll write more scripts to do more stuff for us. And I can even write a script and add time to it. So that if I want this script to run every 7 o'clock, this script to run. And I'll show you how to do that tomorrow. So please don't miss tomorrow's class.
Wow.
Yeah. So engineers can write a script that runs at a particular time of the day, every day. So it is like you have automated something, right? Automatically it will be happening for you. So whilst you are sleeping, your scripts are running. So we learn that tomorrow. Has the class been interesting? Or it has been boring?
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Okay,
We've
awesome.
enjoyed it.
Awesome. So I'll make sure I'll upload to this recording very early. Not like the other time. The other time I spent too much time doing that. Okay. So team, thank you so much for joining today's class. I just hope you keep on enjoying and on appearing. Nobody wants to give up, okay? We'll get to the line together. Little by
Thank
little.
you for having us too.
Please, sir.
So thank you for having us.
Sure. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your evening and take care. Okay, bye-bye.
Sure. You too. Bye.